Welcome everybody. United Christian Faith Ministries present Youth Money Talk Conversation. I'm your host, I'm Brother Adrian, and welcome and thank you for joining us on this wonderful Friday afternoon. We like to thank all of the members, we like to thank all of the families and all of those in the Baton Rouge surrounding areas and wherever you are for joining us on this Youth Money Talk Conversation presented by United Christian Faith Ministries under the leadership of Pastor Mark A. Ellis and First Lady Mary Ellis. Our Economic Empowerment Ministry is sponsoring Youth Money Talk Conversation, and our wonderful director, Miss Karen Burks. But before we started and before I introduce this panel of young people, because we have a very powerful program for you today, we have a youth that are going to be talking about money, how to budget, income, creative ways to save, and those things. So before I get into all of that, I like to go into prayer. Father, we thank you in the name of Jesus for blessing us, for being able to come together, to be able to fellowship, to be able to enlighten people, to be able to share with people the gift and the talents that you decided to give us. We thank you for deeming us worthy in this pandemic, in this crisis, in this recession, where a lot of people who are uncertain and a lot of people who are unsure are able to come closer to you. And we thank you. And in Jesus' name we pray, amen and amen. And as we said this prayer, I'd like to make a couple of announcements. Visit www.ucfministries.org. That's www.ucfministries.org in order to keep up with United Christian Faith Ministries and our upcoming events and our fellowships and our workshops. As we go viral, we still would like to stay connected to you. We're located at 9229 North Ridgewood. That's 9229 North Ridgewood. The number is 225-927-1161. That's 225-927-1161. Let me introduce and tell you a little bit about this wonderful panel that we have lined up for you tonight. First, we have Miss Lola Hayes. She goes to Madison Preparatory Academy. She's in the 10th grade. She won several honors. Her talents are hobby. She liked to sing. She liked to run track. And her career, she want to go to college and be a nurse practitioner and an artist. Lola Hayes, say how you doing to the audience that decided to take a look at us today.
Hey, everyone.
And also we have Miss Markayla Ellis. She goes to Dutchtown High School. She is a senior. She won numerous of awards. The UCFM 360 Award, Purity Series Award, Competition at Leadership Initiative, the highest app score in language and composition, the completion of Young Leaders Academy of Baton Rouge. Her talents and her hobbies are singing, dance, track, public speaking, journalism. She wants a career in journalism as she graduates college. Her major, she wants to go into political science or pre-law and eventually go to law school and preferably in Washington, D.C., and then go on to be a great political commentator and judge. Markayla Ellis, say how you're doing to the audience that got to take a look at your wonderful face.
Hi, everybody.
And next and last and certainly not least, we have Mr. Mark Ellis Jr. He's in the 11th grade at Dutchtown High School. Some of his awards are one of two of the Blaze Purity Series. He's most likely to succeed in middle school, chosen many schools in Leadership Institute for 2 years in a row, and more. He likes to play the piano. He likes to sing. He likes to go to church. He serves under the Blaze Youth Ministry, and he would like to go to college and pursue business and work in the business field if he doesn't sing. Mark Ellis Jr., say how you're doing to the audience that decided.
Doing good, everybody. I'm excited to be here.
Well, as I just said, I'm your host, Brother Adrian. We have some powerful youth. And first, I would like to ask a question to the audience, to the panel, excuse me. First, we're going to go to Lola Hayes. Then we're going to go to Markayla Ellis. Then you, Mark. Lola Hayes, there's a lot of ministries that are criticized for not getting involved with young people. Talk a little bit about how UCFM gets involved to help grow and inspire young people?
Okay, so I feel like UCFM is an amazing church. Like you could just come one Sunday and then you're gonna want to keep coming, keep coming. Everyone is so involved, whether it be dancing with the children, with the teens, or with the adults. Whether you're singing in the choir with the adults or the children, whether you're in the youth ministry, being a part of the youth, impacting other youth. I feel like everybody has a chance to be involved, and you can't really come there without feeling like you want to be a part of something. So it just gives off an impact so big that you want to be able to be a part of it, and you don't want to really miss out on it. So I enjoy it, being a part of everything. And I would definitely say for other people, it's just so easy to get wrapped up in trying to see what everybody else is doing. So it's a good opportunity as well.
Markayla, what about yourself? How does UCFM help grow young people, in your opinion?
I would definitely say our many ministries we have, opportunities for youth. Like we already have a youth ministry, and inside of that youth ministry, we have a Blaze, which is our title. Then we have Up Ministry, we have Ambassadors Ministry, we have a youth dance team, a youth choir, youth praise team, like you name it, youth mom team. We have that, and we also even had Teach a Child How to Fish, which is a finance class at our church for youth. So I feel like our church has a presence where it's inviting to everyone of all ages, even for the tots, preteens, teenagers, young adults. We have it. And so I feel like that is an awesome attribute to our church, and very inviting for people to see that, oh, they're doing something for the youth, because you may not see a lot of other churches having things like that.
Okay, Mark Jr., what are you, in your opinion and from your perspective, how does UCFM help grow young men in particular, but young men? They help young people in general, but how does United Christian Faith Ministries help grow young men?
Well, I do agree with them and everything that they said concerning the entire youth ministry. But for young men, I would say we do a lot for them. Like we text them, we check up on them. We have events for young men. We have a special called Locker Room, which is one Sunday out of each month, where it's just young men and we just talk about things. We talk about money, we talk about saving, we talk about God, the Bible, and relationships. And those are some of the things we talk about. And it's just so empowering to young men, and it's catered to them. So that's the cool thing that I think about our church, that we cater to our young men and we make sure that they're following the right path and getting on the right path to God.
Okay, Lola Hayes, I'm coming back to you. What's the role of your parents and how you run the ministry? Talk a little bit about the role of your parents.
My parents?
Yes, the role of your
like
parents.
in the ministry?
Yes, the role of your parents
Okay.
in your life in general.
Okay, so my parents, I feel like they play a big role, especially like looking back on where we've been and where we are now. I think they impact my life, and as much as sometimes I might try to, go like along and do something different, I know that deep down inside me that what they're telling me is the right choice, and what they're telling me to do is the right choice. Like, cause they've been through it, they've been through all of it. So just being able to talk to them, and then them telling me, where they've been and what they've been through, and like how they can help me understand, where what I'm not supposed to be doing, where I'm not supposed to be going. Just they're very insightful, they're very wise. As my parents, I do try to, do my best to make sure I'm hearing them out at all times. So that's my parents.
All right, Mark Jr., you talked a little earlier about the Teach How to Fish class and how you talk about finances. What are some of the things that you learn in the male locker room about finances?
I love that question. So we always talk about money in locker room, but some things that we talk about specifically would be saving and investing. Pastor is so hard on us about saving. He gives us challenges. He tells us the importance of it. He tells us the importance of money as a tool, but specifically, he wants us to save and invest. He even tells us about certain stock markets, but he just wants us to be productive with our money and not be the average person who just spends all his money on clothes and shoes. He wants us to be better than the average. He's training us up to be smart with our money. So yeah, definitely saving and investing our money.
All right, Markayla, you have a job now. So that means you're working. So what are some of the principles? What are some of the disciplines that you're learning about working for money?
Some disciplines that I have about for working for money would definitely be, I would encourage you to get a job if you like, if your parents may say you might need to start paying for this or you might need to start saving for this. Because in the beginning, when I first got a job, I was just using that money, buying it on things that I didn't need, food all the time, like just being unhealthy, like even with buying an excessive amount of clothes and shoes that I don't need. And I mean, that can be seen as nice, but I feel like you should save towards something. So now I have disciplines as I just got a car. So I have to pay for my car insurance, I have to pay for my gas, and I
Mm.
also want to save for when I go to college. So you should set some goals for things that you want to pay, get or that you need to eventually get or things that you need to save.
All
Like I
right,
have a
look.
list of everything and I use my money to go towards those things only. And for me, I only have a savings account. I don't have a checkings account. So all of my money goes straight to my savings because I'm saving for some things. And then if I want some extra money in my wallet, I may work some extra hours at work, because I don't like using too much of my money on things that I don't need. So I would just definitely say have some goals in place, list those out, like get serious about it because now with the car, I can't go anywhere without paying for my insurance or gas. So it's important for me now to have to, okay, I have to pay this amount every month, make sure I'm not out of gas, like just keeping some things up. And you can actually get an accountability partner. I know my parents are mine, they'll remind me, hey, you're spending your money on this. You need to make sure you're spending more of your money on this. Make sure you're going to work a little extra if you want to buy this or that. So I think definitely having some structure in place, a list of goals, and an accountability partner would definitely help with managing money while having a job.
And now, Lola, and we're going to get to you. You're preparing to go to college later on in your life. What are some of the disciplines that you're practicing now to be able to go to college?
Oh, this is a good question. One that I'm really trying to work on now is procrastination. Like I procrastinate so bad when it comes to like my schoolwork and stuff, and I think I just train myself for it. Also like Michaela said, saving up for money. Definitely trying to make sure that I'm saving up for my money, putting it where it needs to go. And I even started my own account, like with because I talked to my parents. I said I want to have an account for college funds and stuff like that. So told them about it and they totally agreed with it. And so definitely like procrastination, saving my money, just knowing what I'm doing and like knowing where I'm going with everything. So I'm just not doing something just because, or I'm just not stepping into this and not knowing what's gonna come behind it. So just knowing everything, everything what's going on and everything. So
Okay, now, Mark Jr., you was talking earlier about how, um, how you all talk about in the male locker room, the savings and the stock market and things like that. How do you talk to your parents about money if you're not hesitant?
Like, how do I ask them
Yeah,
for money, or
yeah.
how do I
No, how do
get
you
money?
talk to them about money, period?
Okay, so there's several things I talk to them about. Sometimes I talk to them about like knowing more about it. Like sometimes I'll be confused on stock markets, or I'll be confused on like how I can like get a more job, like how I can get a job and how I can earn it. And that's just something I do. Like I often question them about money. But how do I ask for it? I typically try to reason with them. Like if I really need this money, I'll be like, Mom, I really need this. Like I'm doing this. I need this because blah blah blah. Like I just try to like reason it out with them. And if they still say no, then that inspires me to earn it myself.
Mark Haley, you talking about you having a car. How you having a job? How you able to manage a job, school, and also having chores?
Definitely, I feel like once you get a job, your parents may be a little bit more understanding. Mine, now that I've had a job for over a year, almost 2 years, they kind of aren't as understanding, so they know I can do some stuff. So, what I try to typically do is I get out of school a little early, so I set it to where as soon as I get out of school, I go straight to work, and then I get off work now around 6. So then I have time to do my homework, do my studying, or if you don't have a job like mine, I work every day. But if you don't have a job like that, talk to your managers. They know that we're in school, so they work with your schedule. So definitely when I worked at Chick-fil-A, I talked to them about that, and they would say, okay, well, I would only work 3 days a week so I could focus like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays I can focus more on studying, getting more of the homework done. Just like make sure you're not like scheduling yourself to work too late, because you're working too late, you're gonna get home and want to go straight to bed. Or if you do schedule yourself to work, try to go a couple hours after you get out of school so you can do a little bit of work and then you can work late if that's your preference. But definitely now, since I'm like kind of in the routine, go to school, go to work, come home, do my chores first, and then I do my homework. I don't have too much homework now, but I feel like once you start practicing it and helping yourself not to procrastinate, because you know you have those goals that I listed earlier, it'll definitely come easier to you. And you can talk to your parents if it feels like it's becoming a burden, or your work manager.
All right, Lola Hayes, what are some ways that you have been trying to earn money? Name at least one that you've been thinking
Uh,
about.
one that I don't really do like as consistent is I did do someone's hair before and I've earned money. I've cut my grandmother's grass before and earned money. Chores, of course, my parents. Um, just simple stuff like nothing too big. I don't really have a job yet, but it's coming soon. So yeah.
Mark Jr., as you all talk about finances at the dinner table or whatever, and in the male locker room, excuse me, what are some, do you know of some of the money saving apps?
I do know that Cash App is letting you. Oh, money saving, you said.
Yeah, money saving.
Well, money saving apps, no, I just save my money in the bank. But money earning apps, there's so many apps that I used to use, and like some of them I still use. Like you can do surveys and earn money. You can download apps and earn money, like and play people's apps for them, and like you can earn money by doing that. And there's also many apps that there's this one app that lets you save your spare change and it puts it straight to your savings account. Like if y'all just look up in the app store, there's so many apps that you can use that will help you like get you on track and like make you want to earn money, I would say.
All right. Well, if you all are doing that now, and you all are doing that because Lola, you talked about sometimes you procrastinate. Uh, how are you trying to work over not procrastinating so you can be able to earn money?
He said, "How am I trying to do more work instead of
I, I
procrastinating?"
said, I said, how are you trying to overcome procrastination so you can earn money?
I would say just getting in the habit of when I'm out of school, I directly go do my work. Like when I'm on my lunch break for school, I do some homework so that I'm not staying up till 11 o'clock at night trying to turn something in before 11:59, or just getting in the habit of just like whenever school's out, I know I gotta go straight to doing my homework. I know I gotta go straight to doing this and doing that before it's too late. Because once it's too late, you don't really have that time back no more. You just wasted most of your day doing whatever you did, but it could have went to something else. So just trying to get myself into the habit of I know I have work to do and I know I have to do it like now. So just, getting it done.
Mark Jr., as you went through the teach how to fish class, how long is that class to teach how to fish?
The class wasn't too long. It was only like a certain amount of days that we went to church each week, I think. And like each day we would come, like there would be Miss Karen would teach us and we would learn something new. So yeah, it wasn't too long though.
Okay, now and when you go through those classes, how did it inspire some of these young men who are in poverty-stricken environments to be able to change their ways, their mindset about finances?
Well, it kind of morphed our image of money and like finances. Like, cause at first, somebody if you haven't been to our church regularly or haven't been to a money class, as one like that, you would think money is more so like a gift, and it's like you can just play with it, and you don't really see the true value of it. So in that class, we learned that money actually can be a tool for us rather than just something that we go by to just buy stuff and look cool, like buy clothes or buy something to eat. Like money can actually be there. Like if we save up for our future, which is a good investment, then that means money can be a tool for us in the future, and it can be a tool for us now. We just have to get our priorities straight. So that's something that money taught us. I mean, that the class taught us on money.
And for me, also to chime in about the class, I kind of learned some of that information by myself before, because I had started working a job before I took the class, and I started learning that information as I went to work and like how I was earning my money and how to manage it and talking to my dad. But it would have been very influential to me to have learned it before I got a job, because in the beginning months I was not saving. I didn't even start saving until like almost towards the end of that job. So now I'm very like happy that I did take the class, and the other you've got to take it, because now they didn't have jobs yet to my knowledge, but now when they are about to get jobs, or even if we do the class again, people who are youth who are about to get jobs, that class, it could be very helpful to them going into the beginning, because I know I was a error in the beginning, but once I learned some things and learned some more information from the class, it helped me get better with saving and how I managed my money and what my goals were.
I didn't take the class, but one thing my parents did do is they gave me and my siblings cards, and it's basically a green light card. And for when you do your chores, like when they just want to, bless you with some money because they feel like you earned it, then they will give you that and they will put it on your card. It's a great way for you to save because they're watching what you're doing with your money, and like they get a notification every time you spend something. So instead of you just spending your money, spending it, they'll question you like, why you doing this? You could have spent it on this, something way more important. So me and my siblings, we just started realizing, saving this money that we're getting is like way better than just like going around and just spending it on like the unnecessary. So yeah, that's what we did.
I have a question for whoever wants to answer this until they get back. I would say, why do y'all think saving our money is important? And whoever wants to answer that could answer.
I think saving your money is important because instead of you consistently spending like at the drop of a dime and letting the money you have burn a hole in your pocket, just you saving it on something that you know is like way more important is important. Like you gonna get that materialistic thing that you wasted your money on. You're gonna be like, I could have spent this on school stuff. I could have spent this on buying me something for whatever you may need, whatever is more important at the moment. But instead of you just spending it just because, like, sometimes it's unnecessary. And yes, everybody makes that same mistake where they want to buy whatever they want to buy, but at the end of the day, you have to think like this money could have been used for something else that was way more important instead of just using it out of me just wanting to spend money and have something else.
Markella, what about you? Why do you think that it's important to save our money?
I definitely think it's important to save our money because it goes towards things that could be greater than something that's temporary right now. Like, for instance, like I said earlier, how I was just buying clothes, shoes, and food. But now I'm like saving my money is getting me things like picking a college, or of course with help with scholarships, or maybe picking some things that like a car, like somebody that might be saving for a car, paying for your insurance, paying for when you get an apartment one day, when you go to college, not having to work a job your first semester because you have some money saved up for food, other expenses that come with that. So I definitely think saving is very important because it can help you be better in the long run rather than just spending it all up now on things that could be meaningless.
How y'all doing? I'm glad y'all were able. Look, I want to ask all of you. I'm gonna start with you first, Mark, and then I'm gonna go to Markayla, and then I'm gonna go to Lola. How are you all able to save your money being conflicted with being a teenager, where everything is pushed to you? Shoes, clothes, coffee, whatever. How are you able to manage your money and budget and not having the conflict of being a teenager? Mark, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay, so number one, you have to set standards for yourself, just like you do with any other thing in life. You have to set standards and set goals for yourself, and basically you have to uphold those standards and try as hard as you can not to let them go. Now, this is gonna be easy when you change your mindset. When you think of life, you have to just completely change your mindset on life. Materialistic things, they will come and go, they will depreciate. Once you realize that my money can be important for me in the long run, you're gonna want to save, you're gonna want to invest your money, and you're gonna want to budget yourself on materialistic things and budget yourself on how much you're saving and budget yourself on how much you're tithing. So you have to definitely change your outlook on life and as a whole so that you're able to set those standards for yourself and do what's best for you in the future.
All right, Markayla, how are you able to budget your money now that you are driving? Now that they have dresses, high heels, all kind of stuff geared towards your age group. How are you able to keep your money and not let being a teenager conflict you?
I really think it's all up to just like knowing who you are and like staying true to yourself and not letting other people influence you. Because I know like people could talk and say, "Oh, you need to get the newest clothes, you need to get the newest this and that." But like if you know yourself, like you have these goals for yourself and you like stay to yourself and don't let what other people say like impact how you want to spend your money or how you want to live your life, it'll get better from there. Like I know I'm not worried about getting the best shoes and clothes right now because I know that I'm trying to go towards what I want in the future. And that's what's important to me. So it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes not to just go out and just spend all of my money and just go buy what I want with my friends all the time. Because me and my friends do hang out a lot. And I have to set those goals for myself, being like, okay, I'm not going to spend more than $30 today. I'm not going to buy multiple things. I'll just buy one thing from here and that's it. I'm not going to go crazy with my money. So just having those standards for yourself, like Mark said, is what helps me.
And Lola, how are you able to budget your money, even though there are things out there you like, even though there are things you want? How do you able to budget your money and know the difference between a want and a need?
I was just about to talk about that before you said it. There's definitely like it's definitely important to know that there's a difference between a want and a need, because a want is what materialistic things, what you think you need, or what you think you might need to have this and that. But a need is what you actually need, like what's basically most important, what's first priority. And that can be on that can be so many different things. Like it doesn't even have to just be when it comes to money and materialistic things, but when it comes to a want and a need in budgeting, knowing where your money needs to go, like ahead of time, like like now, looking at it now for what's like the future, knowing that you need to save up your money now, just so that whenever the future comes, you already have what you needed, and then you can look back and say, I remember I saved that, instead of being like, oh, I need to do this, to do that, to do this, to get this money so that I can use it for this and that. So just know where your money's supposed to go now, like early on, and just not letting yourself just go and spend all your money on other things. So
That's how you get to college. Mark, when you talked about being in the teach you how to fish class, how important was it that young men such as yourself set that example of budgeting, of working hard, of getting an education? How important is it for you to set that example for other young men, for your peers your age?
Okay, so I feel like it's vitally important for me to set that example money wise, because I know a lot of kids may watch me and they may see what I'm doing. So if I'm buying designer clothes and then have no money in my wallet, they're going to think that's cool. They're going to think that's the norm. And so especially when especially in a class where we're teaching all the young men, because I know every young man has his own influences. So he should set that example for the other young men to see him. And it's not only about setting an example, it's about just you personally, like you being smart with your money. Make sure that you want to be smart with your money as well, so that you can set that example. And when you decide and you make the decision that I'm going to be smart with my money and I'm not going to let money get on top of me, then other kids are going to see that. You won't even have to try to force it, and it won't feel unnatural. So that's why I feel that it's important to make sure that we're upholding ourselves when it comes to finances.
And Markella, do you, since you're working at a restaurant, you have any aspirations for maybe being in upper management of the restaurant, ownership, franchisee, things of that nature?
I actually don't work at a restaurant anymore. I work at a preschool. I'm a teacher's assistant. But I definitely think in the future I would like to own or manage, well, not so manage, but maybe own my own Chick-fil-A or Cane's because I've worked at both. Because I think they're really great establishments. So I think me like owning one, I know how the restaurant works in and out. So I would be like, I feel like that was something good for me to do once I get older and out of college and start a family. I think I would want to own one.
And still majoring in political science. Lola, you know, you like running track and you like singing. So how important is it as you manage your money, you know, you staying in shape and keeping your health together?
I think it plays an important role because as like I'm going on this journey, like I don't know where God's taking me when it comes to like what's my future as far as running track and what I want to do in my future, what He has for me to do in my future. But I feel like me budgeting my money now is gonna help like add on to that, like not so making my money like the main priority, but making what God has for me my main priority, like whatever my purpose is, and just making sure that I'm keeping my eyes wide open because there are so many different opportunities that come and go. And like Mark said, there are so many materialistic things that come and go. And just knowing where everything needs to be, like as far as where I'm going later on and like what I'm doing my money now. So
And repeat that part again by keeping your eyes wide open. Yeah, Lola. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Lola.
oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
repeat.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
repeat
like,
that.
hmm?
Yeah, go ahead. Repeat that part about keeping your eyes wide open.
Okay. I was saying keeping my eyes wide open to like knowing where I'm going and like what I'm supposed to be doing in the future. And like especially what I'm supposed to be doing now. Just making sure that I'm knowing where I'm supposed to be going, like what I'm supposed to be doing as of now to help me for where I'm going. So
Okay, Mark, as you manage your money and budget your money and find other creative ways, when you get wealthy, and I decree that all of you all will be wealthy one day. So, Mark, as you become and step into wealth, what are things, what are people, what purposes would you like to give to as you get wealthy?
Well, as I get wealthy, I want to keep upholding my standards and not going crazy, because I know sometimes we get a little bit of money and we don't know how to act. But yes, I want to keep my standards, and I want to definitely sow into God's ministry, because a lot of the times we lose sight of why we even here on this earth. And if we get too caught up in all the money and wanting fame, like that's just distracting us from our main purpose, which is to give God all the glory and just to serve Him. So definitely sowing back into the ministry and just helping out in any ways that I can.
All right, Markayla, in the same question to you, what, as you get wealthy, what are things, what are people you like to sow into?
I would definitely like to sow into our church ministry, obviously, which is the best church in the world. I would love to serve to our church. I would definitely invest in some places that I think are financially stable and good, like get some stock in some places, maybe like a Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or Netflix. Because you see a lot of stories about people coming out about how much money they got just from investing little in these companies. And yeah, I definitely want to give into God's ministry, a few organizations like St. Jude, groups for Black women and empowering them and young Black women as well. I definitely want to sell into a lot of those places as I get wealthy.
And Lola Hayes, how are you able to learn about finances outside the public school system?
I definitely try to pay attention to my parents. They do their best to set an example for me and my siblings, and not just listening to them, but like listening to them, like actually taking action in what they're saying. Um, and knowing that what they're saying is important, and I should value it. Not just my parents, but like other people that I hold as leaders in my life, like my pastor, my first lady, um, my family members that might be managing their money the right way too. Just looking at them and like using them as a role model um, to show where and what I could be doing or what I may be doing wrong or like what I should be doing now. So
Okay, now Mark, as a young man, going through a lot of the things that you been able to deal with, going through the ups and downs, peer pressure, and some of the issues that teenagers go through at your age. How is it, what are some of the mentors that you listen to outside of the greatest pastor and first lady on the planet, in my opinion? But what are some of the mentors? Who are some of the mentors that you listen to be able to manage your money and manage your time?
Well, outside of my dad, because I can go on and on about what he has to say. But definitely my mom, she's definitely always passing to me. She's saying, save your money, save your money. She always tells me to get on the budget. Like, she always tells me, we about to go to the mall. Or she'll be like, Junior, make sure you're not spending too much money on them clothes. You don't need it. And she's right. So, yeah, definitely her. And if not her, I would say definitely the people at the church, Pastor Glover, definitely like people like Miss Karen, and then just deacons at the church. They will all tell you that saving your money is the best way to go. And there's been multiple classes at our church, like outside of teach your child to fish. Locker room talks about it. Regular children's church talks about it occasionally. So yeah, definitely just people at the church.
All right, Markayla, what are some of the who are some of the role models that you look at as women as far as being financially stable?
Some women I look at as being financially stable would definitely my parents. um, I would say my grandparents, my dad's parents, they're financially stable. I admire how they save their money and they teach us how to save our money as well. My mom's parents, my momo definitely saves her money and talks about that as well. My cousin Ivory, she is amazing in school. Like she gets scholarships everywhere because she's really smart and she talks about saving money and how like even if you may not get a full ride, you should save for paying other expenses. Like so I really look up to her and I also take to answer the question you asked Mark, I take a finance class on Khan Academy that my cousin told me about. And I kind of encourage everybody else if you don't take the teach your child to fish. If you don't live down here, there's finance classes all online. I take one. I took one on Khan Academy, and like it helped me start writing down everything I spend my money on, setting budgets weekly, monthly, yearly. So those are some of the things I do.
Lola Hayes, you said your parents are good role models for you and your siblings. As you set the example of overcoming procrastination and saving your money, how do you plan to teach that to some of your younger siblings?
I plan to teach that to because I am the oldest of all four of my siblings. So I plan to try and check on that right now. Like instead of just getting in the habit of consistently doing it all the time, like whether it's not saving or whether it's procrastination or whether it's anything else, just trying to check it now, like so that it doesn't get so bad in the future where I can't even control it, and just making sure that I'm watching them to make sure that what they're doing is the right thing, that they're not following me for the wrong things. Like they're not looking at what I did and be like, oh, since she did it, then that means it's okay, which is completely untrue. Like that's false. But just making sure that I'm watching them, like everything that they're doing, because I know that they're just grasping everything that I'm doing, because they look at me as their older sibling. So just making sure I'm perfect, well, not perfecting, but doing what I need to do and just checking on like everything I'm doing, like the habits that I need to get rid of, for their benefit as well.
And Mark, as you try to set the example for some of the other young men, you know, how is it that you're able to manage your money? How is it that you're able to do some of the things and still balance your time between managing your money, looking for work, uh, doing some of the hobbies you like to do? How you're able to manage your money along with your time?
Okay, so in doing some things I like to do, which would be like shop. Sometimes I like to I recently I've been buying stuff for my room. Like a lot of the hobbies I like to do involve money. So I just have to make sure that I'm limiting myself and just, like I said before, upholding those standards so that whenever it comes to doing things that I want to do, like maybe hobbies, or maybe I want to go out to eat with my friends, like I'm just have a budget for my money and I'm not going over that budget. And if I do go over that budget, then I just need to get back on track. Because I know sometimes we're going to mess up. Like, I'm not perfect. I, too, have gone over the budget. I, too, have not set a budget. But I make sure that if I ever get off track, I hop right back on it. So, yeah, definitely just upholding those standards.
And Markayla, as you talk about managing your money, what about an emergency fund? Ever thought about an emergency fund? Some money that you want to save aside just in case an emergency happens.
I have that like in cash though, just like not in a bank though. Since I already have a savings account, I do always keep like every time somebody gives me money, I put it in this envelope that I have personally and just keep that instead of like putting it all in the bank sometimes.
Oh, the cookie jar. Lola,
Mhm.
what about talk a little bit about, some of the role models that you have as far as money management. Yes, Lola.
Oh, I'm sorry, it broke up a little bit, but you said talk about the role models I
Some of
have
the
for
role
money management.
Yeah, some of the women that you have as role models for money management.
I would say first of all, my mother, um, my grandmother, my aunt, also Lady Mary, Miss Cheryl, Miss Karen. I think those are just a few women in my life that I hold as leaders, and I respect them. Hold them um, accountable in my life, and just looking at what they're doing and kind of trying to see how it would be like if they're managing their money, like how could I use that in my life to better benefit myself, and just at the same time thanking them because they're being a role model to me and I'm using what they're doing for the betterment of me. So yeah.
Yeah, Mark, you'll be 18 in a couple of years. What are some of your plans as you step out of the boyhood into the manhood?
Uh, some of my plans would be definitely to go to college. After high school, I'm going to be going into college as a 17-year-old, turning 18, like really early. So some of my plans would just be to stay in school, get my education, and make sure I'm staying on the right path, especially money-wise. Because from what I heard, college can be a lot, especially trying to pay back debts, etc. So definitely trying to school me a scholarship or some money for to go to college, so I'm not having to worry about that in the future. And just basically continuing to budget my money and continue to just stay on the right path with God as well. So those are some of my plans.
And I'm gonna ask all of you this, but I'm gonna start with Markayla first. Markayla, how has this pandemic helped you save more money?
Pandemic has helped me save more money because a lot of stores and stuff are closed anyway. Well, were closed anyway. So you didn't really have anywhere to spend your money. So that was a perfect opportunity for you to just save up as much as you can. And I know that's what I
Could you
do.
wait? Could you repeat that again? Could you repeat that part again? I want to make sure everybody gets that. Repeat that part again.
Which part?
The part when you said that was an opportunity when everything was closed. That was a perfect opportunity to save your money.
I said that In the beginning of the pandemic, most of the stores and stuff were closed, and some of them are still closed. Not all, not if all of them in the beginning. And so that's how I was able to save as much money as I could. And I started working two jobs because if everything was closed, I might as well start saving up a lot of money because I have nowhere else to spend it anyway. So just put it all in your savings.
Lola, same question to you. How did the pandemic help you save more money?
It's kind of like she took my answer.
Oh, okay.
Definitely, like you said, in the beginning, saving your money, but at the same time, um, being home and like not getting tempted to like go shop online or like go do this and go do that. And just thinking about it wisely, like not just spending it, but like, but where are you spending it? Like questioning yourself kind of on like what you could be doing. What other things could you be doing with the money that you're about to waste on something that you kind of want? Back to like what you said with wants and needs. So yeah.
All right, Mark, you a young man, and I know they had a lot of things online that's geared towards young men as well, trying to gravitate you. How is it that you're able to, not allow this pandemic and having to stay online more and getting more online, not to click that buy now button? Because it's real easy to do.
So unlike them, at the beginning of the pandemic, I just wanted to spend my money. Like I was bored. I seen all these clothing, shoes, apps. I was like, let me just run up a check real quick. But I had to come to senses. I had to come to my senses. And this is where it clicked for me. I had all these clothes, and it wasn't that much, but I'm just saying, I had these clothes. It's all piled up, and it's like, I have nowhere to go. So I'm buying these clothes and shoes, and I have nowhere to go. There's no purpose for these in my life. I had to come to realization with myself. You need to calm down. So after I made that realization, that's when it all started clicking to me, and I started getting back on track. I would consider that a moment of weakness for me. But yes, as I started when I had that realization, I did start to get back on track. I started saving up more, and I started caring less and less about buying materialistic things compared to how I was at the beginning when I wouldn't say ignorant, I would say a little too bored that caused me to be ignorant. That's how I word that.
Well, and how did that happen? Because because all of you all have a good foundation. So how would you all be able to get tempted like that when you have a good foundation, good parents, good mentors, siblings that you all spoke about? How did that happen to you?
Well, just like any other teenage, I just wanted to look good, man. I'm normal. I'm still human inside of me. I'm still a normal person. Now I am different. Don't get me wrong, but like in that aspect, I'm still like just like any other teen. Like I wanted to buy my clothes. I wanted to buy some shoes, but I feel like collectively, the church, the how to teach your child to fish, like my realization, it all made me realize that I gotta strive to be more than just normal. And so that's how I overcame it, just changing my mind.
Okay, now Lola Hayes, it says in your bio that you have some aspirations to be an artist. What kind of artist do you have aspirations to be?
Definitely a musical artist. I want to be able to use my gift that God gave me to bless other people, reach out to other people, let people hear it, and feel like, oh, they need to change or like be better themselves, and just not using my gift, for myself, and not just keeping it and not doing anything with it, but making sure that I'm using it for the right reasons so that I get to tell somebody else, like help somebody else, bless somebody else. Yeah.
All right, now all of you, because we're going to be wrapping up soon, and I'm going to start first with you, Mark. Then I'm going to go to Markel, and then I'm going to go to Lola. What advice do you have for teenagers to start saving their money right now? Mark, I'm going to start with you. Yeah, Mark.
Okay, so for
Yeah.
teenagers saving their money, I would say definitely start. I would say to definitely start young. And I know
Okay.
sometimes like teenagers they try to just spend money, have fun, but I would definitely just say start at a young age so that you can develop that habit and you can just continue to grow and keep saving.
All right, Lola, what's your advice for teenagers to start saving their money? Yes, Lola. Okay, Markayla, can you hear me? I'm gonna go to you then. Markayla, what advice do you have for teenagers to start saving their money?
Just as Mark said, I would definitely say start early, get it in now, even today, if you haven't started. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I would say start now if you can, because it can help you out so much in the long run, and you might not even be able to see that right now. And also just keep focused, stay and true to yourself and know what your goals are. Get that list of your goals. Know what you want to spend your money on. Don't go crazy when you get a job and start seeing those checks rolling. So just stay strong, stay prayed up, because God will help you through that if you talk to him about it. And yeah, that's all I have for advice.
All right. Now, Lola, what about you? What advice do you have for teenagers to start saving their money?
I would say definitely base it off of your future. If you know that you want to go to college, you want to buy this, buy that, and you don't really, have the money you need for that particular moment, I would definitely say start saving for whatever like Markayla said, have a goal in your mind. And like Mark said, have that mindset so that you know that this money is supposed to go to this whenever this time comes. You're not just wasting the money, and then you look back and you're like, what did I do with that money that I needed now? So like both of them said, saving up right now so that you could look back and say, now I have my money for whatever I may need.
All of you, Mark Ellis, Markayla Ellis, Lola Hayes, I'd like to thank you for joining our program. Continue to save your money, stay steadfast. We'll help you to overcome procrastination, overcome temptation, but you all keep doing your thing, keep saving your money, keep working hard, and keep budgeting and finding other creative ways to not only save your money, but also to help others. Those of us who might not be aware, there are a lot of young people who are in poverty-stricken environments. They need help. They might not have strong men. They might not have strong women. They might not have good examples, but still they need help in order to manage their time and manage their money. They need to be able to do those things, and it's up to us as adults to set the example to try to teach them how to do these things. We have to be readers. We have to be mentors. We have to not only talk to our young people, but we also have to live the example that we want them to see. So for those of you who don't know that our church, United Christian Faith Ministries, which is headed by Pastor Mark A. Ellis and First Lady Mary Ellis, we like to thank all of our young people for joining us on the Young Talk conversation. And UCFM, United Christian Faith Ministries, once again is located at 9229 North Ridgewood. That's 9229 North Ridgewood. Call 225-927-1161. That's 225-927-1161. Visit the website www.ucfministries.org. That's www.ucfministries.org for upcoming events, fellowships, workshops to teach about spirituality, to teach about saving your money and evangelism and a whole lot of other things. We have 40 plus ministries here at United Christian Faith Ministries. Get involved. Karen Burks, our wonderful director, she has something to say. Karen B.
Why, thank you, Brother Adrian. What a welcome. This was an amazing session on tonight, you guys. I enjoyed the youth. They spoke on great things, how to budget, how to definitely earn money as a youth. So all these things are important as youth, and teaching them early to save is so very important. I do want to close with a little bit of information on what's happening in economic empowerment and what's to come. Definitely for the youth, we are bringing back the Teach Your Child How to Fish course. 5 principles on biblical principles on money. So we definitely want to get started with that this fall. We will have registration for that starting soon. So definitely be on the lookout for that within the upcoming weeks. I love giveaways. So I have a book here with Anthony O'Neill, Debt-Free Degree. This is something definitely any parent would definitely love to make sure that their child could have, or their upcoming senior would definitely like to have this book. So I'm going to do the giveaway for the first person that emails me, and I'm going to give you my email before I tell you exactly what this is for. So you're going to email me at econ, that's ECON, and then EWP at UCFM Ministries.org. So again, that's ECONEWP at UCF Ministries.org. The first person that emails me, just one takeaway of what you got on tonight pertaining to this session for tonight. We definitely want to hear from you. What was that one thing that really stood out to you? Once you send that to me, I will get this book to you. Okay, we will email one another in order to get that information to you. All right, so the information is on the screen on how to reach me. If you should have any questions, definitely reach out to me by email pertaining to any upcoming events that's happening with Economic Empowerment. I'm so pleased with this event on tonight with the young people talking about money. It was great. Thank you guys once again, and have an amazing night.